Yeah, live now. Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fan Zone. Welcome to another podcast. இது வந்து ஒரு அன்பிளான் பாட்காஸ்ட். ஸோ நாளைக்கு மண்டே அப்படிங்கிறதுனால போன மண்டேவே நாங்கள் லைவ் போனோம். திருப்பி அதை பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருந்தால் எங்களுக்கு வேலை இருக்காது. ஸோ இது ஃபுல் டைம் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும். அதனால சண்டே நைட்டு. ஸோ யாரெல்லாம் இருக்கீங்களோ ப்ளீஸ் டூ ஜாயின். இட்ஸ் மோர் லைக் அ கேஷுவல் chat. We just want to have, we just want to just freewheel chat on so much that's happened. Another amazing day in this series for India, where we again found new answers to some difficult questions. திருப்பி and Junior has joined me now. Junior, so என்ன இது முடிவில்லா கதையை போயிட்டு இருக்கு. இந்தியாவோட ரெசிலியன்ஸ் அன்பிலீவபிள்.
Yeah, series. I mean, we are finding new heroes every second innings, Solopona. And I don't know, maybe I wouldn't say it's a blessing in disguise in the injuries alarm, but we are finding a different dimension to this Indian team, in all honesty. Something which we never found probably for the last, I don't know how many years. I haven't seen a space bowler like a Shardul or Hardik Pandya is more of a batting all-rounder. A bowling all-rounder who's a good, genuine bowler, to come up and score a 50 against such a world-class attack in tough conditions. When have we seen this? So I don't know whether this injury is good or bad, but we are finding some different solutions which might help us on a longer run. If we are clever, we will make use of these new finds and we will fill those holes which have been there for a long time. Maybe Gavaskar விளையாண்ட காலத்துல இருந்து கூட அந்த ஹோல்ஸ் இருக்கலாம். We would have never found a proper bowling all-rounder in away conditions. So அதனால Thakur as well as Sundar, anyways, Jadeja when he comes back, the batsman he has become now is a great asset. But when we go to this England, New Zealand in American conditions, probably we are now a more equipped team than going with the usual three pacers and one spinner. Maybe in the three paces are like total tail and adula nariya holes irukku, because see nam modalla pesirkom our batting unit is not world class. Probably it will never be world class in the era la. So we need reinforcements in batting the order.
Batting all across the world is not world class right now. If you go if you take all the eras, of course you have the top 4 top 5 batsmen who are incredible. Matabadi overall நீ lineup batting lineup பார்த்தனா ஜெனரலாவே ஆவரேஜா தான் இருக்கு. எல்லா டீமுமே ஒரு மாதிரி சுமாரா தான் ஆடுறாங்க. ஸோ நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த ஒரு லைன் இருக்கு இல்லையா, நெசசிட்டி இஸ் தி மதர் ஆஃப் இன்வென்ஷன் சொன்னாங்க இல்லையா. ஸோ when like we have been pushed again and again and again, suddenly we find answers to all of those questions. Probably push பண்ணதுனால இருக்கலாம், வேற வழி இல்லாம நீங்க சூஸ் பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. Maybe it's not strategic. ஆனா that all of them put up their hand and they're answering all the questions. அதுவும் on the first attempt. It's not like they had a terrible first innings and then they recovered. அப்படி இல்ல, வந்த உடனே immediate impact. Sundar is what, 21 years old. So unbelievable. Sundar he didn't play first class game after 2018, I guess, and red ball. And in the stories எல்லாம் நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாருங்க யார் யார் வந்திருக்காங்கன்றது. சிராஜ், who's lost his father, who was primarily known as a T20 bowler, who was not really respected as a T20 bowler. He was like maligned in RCB, and then of course he had a decent IPL, and then but he was not known as a red ball bowler per se, at least world cricket. Then you have this case of Sundar, who's a 21-year-old kid who bowled for RCB and he's known again bits and pieces. சொல்லக்கூடாது அந்த மாதிரி he was known. என்ன bowler. I've had an amazing IPL again, but to come out and to play in a test match and do what he has done, and then you have the story of Thakur, who broke down his first test match and he's playing the second test match after 2 years, where he was not expecting to play in a test match at all. And then you have Natarajan, whose story is one of the greatest sporting stories in the history of cricket. So from nowhere, 29 years old, from TLPL to test match, in our journey from nowhere to some place. So all of them come with their own stories, and then this coming together as an attack. There is no Bumrah, there is no Ashwin, there is no Kohli. So this is the spine, the heart and spine of this team. Everything is taken away. Incredible resilience. And what do you think has happened? See, we understand all these people are talented and all those things. Okay, யாருமே அந்த லெவல் அப்படி அடம் வர முடியாது. ஸோ அப்கோர்ஸ் டேலண்ட் இருக்கு. ஸோ ஆனா என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ் பாக்குறேன், why this series Suddenly the team seems to give answer after answer after. What's happening? What's the secret sauce?
See, before I answer that, I'm a little bit disappointed with the way our senior batsmen did not stand up when the team needed them the most. I mean, Rahane would have innings and Pujara would have innings are all good. They're all fine. But
Yeah.
to be honest, in the
Rahan,
GABBA
I'll
test
still
match,
keep you a bit away just for the captaincy's sake.
yeah, I mean, yes, of
I'm
course.
more
But
disappointed with Rohit Sharma, but we'll come to that. We'll talk about the batting. I just want
yeah,
your
so
thoughts on
எனக்கு என்ன அப்படின்னா,
how are they, how are these kids answering these questions? See, because we have seen India down like this for so many years. Okay, in many countries, the மாதிரி ஏதாவது down on 4-1, 4-0, 5-0, whatever. It just happens like that. It just falls.
yeah,
Becomes
yeah.
worse. 36 க்கு அப்புறம் how do you think these people are doing it? Because it's not about the individual. Suddenly there is a certain DNA which is answering all these questions. So there is something more than individuals in this team. So what do you think about that?
See, actually, Solopana, the 36 car was not there with Pant, it was not there with Jadeja, it was not there with either of Washington, Sundar, or Thakur. But that could not be just the only reason. But maybe the way I see it, this is one of the rare occasions where India have actually chosen bowlers who can naturally bat. சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, see, when you look at Tagore, he can naturally bat. When you look at Sundar, he has opened for Tamil Nadu and all those things. He's a natural batsman, like how Ashwin was probably in the 2011-12 series. He looked a lot better than all the batters we had in the series.
Right.
And Pant as a batsman in Australia has been fantastic. We didn't choose him in the first game, so he has always chipped in with runs when the chips are down. So whoever has performed, they all always equipped as a batsman. But in the first test, it's a traditional Indian lineup wherein after the top 4-5, we just don't bat at all. There is no batsman who is going to withstand. So on the test match, when the chips are down, we rolled over. That's it. Over. Ellame gali. And the next நம்ம டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச் பார்க்குறப்போ அந்த spine of the team நம்ம சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, once that spine is broken, that is when the true batting actually starts for this Indian team. Even though we did not know whether they could or they could not, but they are genuine people who can bat. We never had
Sorry
this.
for cutting you off. எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட் இல்ல. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட்ல சப்போஸ் இது ஓகே 36 ஆல் அவுட் அந்த சப்போஸ் இன்ஜூரிஸே நடக்கலன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, கோலி மட்டும் he has gone away whatever. Injuries ஆகலன்னா, do you think these people they would have considered it as a strategy, as an alternative? Probably they would have played the same lineup on all 4 test matches. They would have trusted the same thing and gone ahead. So
அதனால தான் நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொன்னேன், this injury has
கேள்வி இன்னொரு டெப்த்ல கேக்குறேன். நான் கேக்குறது யார் வந்தாலும் they are performing. Whoever is entering this team in this series particularly, whoever has been chosen, they bowl, they pick up wickets, they take catches, they make runs, and then they do everything right. So what do you think? அது நான் கேட்க வரேன். ஏன்னா பிகாஸ் அந்த மாதிரி நான் பார்த்தது இல்லை எதுவுமே எந்த சீரீஸ்லயுமே இவ்வளோ டெபியூட்டன்ஸ் and coming and doing pivotal roles, not just picking 1 or 2 wickets on tail enders or whatever. They're like the bulk of the workload. So what is working for this team? Like என்னோட opinion வந்து do they like completely do they feel pushed by all these things, the bubble, the racism thing, and being away from families, and everyone is going through a lot of personal strife and difficulty, and the unity, have they become really solid and they're just punching whatever that's coming in their way?
One that could be a big case. I think that could be a big case, but probably they don't have anything to lose. See, if I look at Washington Sundar, he comes in and plays this role out of nowhere, and he thinks, okay, let me give my best. Okay, if I perform, is there a guaranteed spot for me in the next game? Probably not. No. But am I playing for my spot? No way in hell. I'm not playing for my spot at all. I don't know if a 10-fer can make me play the next game. I'm not going to look for a 10-fer. I'm going to just do my job. So Shardul Thakur, again, when we look at it, hey, when Shami is back, when Bumrah is back, am I going to be in the team? I don't know. But this is a particular situation where I can showcase what I can do in Ramari. I'm not going to look beyond this game. There is no point of looking beyond this game. Whatever I do, the chances of me being in the next game are as bleak as anyone's chances. So Probably he doesn't think about it. And Natarajan, see, Natarajanoda interviews it's always been genuine. He said, no way in hell I thought I will play a test match. So suddenly இதே டூர்ல நெட் பவுலரா இருந்து again he feels okay, let me just do my basics. இன்னைக்கு கூட பார்த்தா the last 2 overs or 2.5 overs he bowled இல்ல, he was just bowling the same line and channel. Probably Rohit Sharma was a little bit frustrated because he's not making the batsman play. But to be honest, he did not overdo. He just stuck to what he can do. Maybe என்ன சொல்றது, the frame of mind these young or probably this T20 kind of bowlers who they have come in,
நான் ஒரு
they are very clear.
நான் ஒரு டைகாட்டமி சொல்றேன், இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா எனக்கு தோணுது. Players who are groomed to be great, players who are hyped to be great, players who are supposedly there to go and perform as test players, நீ வந்து you're a future test player அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அமிச்ச ஆளுங்க எல்லாம் ஃபெயில் ஆயிட்டாங்க இந்த சீரீஸ்ல. Prithvi Shaw, Mayank, and all those people who are actually designed for test matches, who were bound to be great, and then who were told that you're going to be, they came with an expectation that they're going to take the Indian game forward, have supposedly failed. People who were not even part of the test match squad and who had no aspiration, immediate aspiration to become a test cricketer, and people who never thought that they will get a game, அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சடனா ஒரு கேம் கொடுத்தோன்னே they're just going out and playing. That's like you said, because for sure when Bumrah and all those people come back, none of these bowlers are going to get a game like that. அவங்களுக்கு தெரியும். So இது வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி ஒரு one match பண்ணிட்டு மாதிரி gamble மாதிரி they just come going out and playing. So it's also giving me an interesting idea about how you are like preparing your players for a particular series. Sometimes இந்த மாதிரி ஹைப் பண்ணாம சும்மா ஒரு டூரிங் பார்ட்டி மாதிரி கூட்டிட்டு வந்துட்டு இந்த யங் பிளேயர்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் ஹைடிங் them from the limelight, does it really help? Like a Sundar, because he was not in the limelight till now, and suddenly he just came out and started playing. So what do you think about அந்த preparation? நான் சொல்றேன், ஏன்னா நீ இந்த சீரீஸ்ல இருந்து I expected Shaw to do well, Mayank to do well, but நீ பார்த்தா யாரை எக்ஸ்பெக்டே பண்ணல, they are starting to play really well. What are your thoughts on that?
See, again, நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, this is a situation, this particular team management was not prepared. So they did not have any control over it. So they could not say anything to these players who are coming out to play, because what could you say for a couple of players who are no way in hell going to be in test cricket for your nation for another year or so? Suddenly they pop up and then you cannot prepare with them. Probably these players who are not prepared by this team management are doing good. People will say, hey, give credit to Shastri, but I will give him credit like this. I will give him credit. You could not prepare them. Since you could not prepare them, they are doing better. That is the way I will put it.
Okay.
See, you said, right? Mayank, Prithvi, all these people were prepared. What did they do? They had too much in mind.
What I meant was less on the team management and less about you as an individual when you are surrounded by hype like this, and how do you react to it? Of course the team management role இருக்கு, அது போய் நான் பேசல, நான் ஒன்றும் சொல்லல that they have to prepare them, the mental state வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பங்கு இருக்கு. நான் சொல்ல வந்தது வந்து as an individual, as a player also, when you come inside a series like this, or Sundar or Natarajan, they are coming with a lot more freer mind and they just coming and expressing, because எக்ஸ்பெக்டே பண்ணல அவங்க. இது வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி கேம்பிள் மாதிரி, லாட்டரி மாதிரி கிடைச்சது மேட்ச் வச்சுக்கோங்க. But still I'm not underplaying what they did. I mean, I'm not saying they have to go and deliver. GABBA மாதிரி ஒரு இடத்துல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே விக்கெட்ல ஒரு ஆஃப் ஸ்பின்னர் விக்கெட் எடுக்கிறது, அது வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமான விஷயம் அது. ஸோ அதை நான் அண்டர்பிளே பண்ணல, பட் ஐ எம் ட்ரைங் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த மைண்ட் செட். அண்ட் தென் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் I understand where you're coming from, but in the particular series level, you really have to give credit to the back stuff. Whatever they're doing, it is working. And I think whatever, and the Shastri method of just go out and express thing and then joshing up the guys kind of helped the team which was completely down. That's what I feel. In the team was like
Washington Sundar was not told as the next Muthaiya Muralidharan by Ravi Shastri. Had he told him that and come out to press conference, because Prithvi Shaw was Tendulkar, Lara, Sehwag, so had he told, I am Muralidharan and Shane Warne sollirna, Washington Sundar would not have got those 3 wickets. So rather, there is no hype, there is no expectations, there are no media and press concentrating on these players. There is no hype and matulla. There is nothing on top of them. What is it they have?
You are already written off when you start the game. So
exactly.
Opposition வேற மாதிரி counter pressure. The opposition suddenly has to win this now 200%. லைக்
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி
ஜெயிச்சே ஆகணும். அவங்க எல்லாம் என்ன ஆகணும், போலிங்கே இல்ல. நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, இந்தியா சி இது, இந்தியா பி கூட இல்ல, இந்தியா பி செகண்ட் டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச்.
they have potential. இதுதான் என்ன அப்படின்னா when we look at Thakur or Sundar இல்ல, without potential they could not have done what they have done. They have potential. There is no overhype, there is no extra burden, there is no mental torture for them to think of what would happen if I don't do whatever I have to do. Maybe இதுதான் சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, you have to give them the sense of security. Now you need not give, they already have that within them because they don't care. They are like, fine, I will go and do whatever I can.
One more parallel I would like to do is how Ashwin was introduced into this Australian first series, and then take the case of Washington Sundar. When Ashwin came in, he was supposedly has to be the leading spinner. He was compared to this and that, and Anil Kumble aduthu Murali aduthu off spinner, all those things. He came with that hype, and then he struggled, of course, and they had a much more better batting lineup. Probably in the match as an example, the series is an example on how you should actually, what kind of a mindset you should take youngsters on for the team management if they're going to continue. நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த ஹைப் எல்லாம் பண்ணாம அவங்கள நீ ஃப்ரீயா விளையாட விட்டுனா அவங்க எப்படி எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்றாங்கன்றது ஒரு பெரிய எக்ஸாம்பிள் இது. ப்ராப்ளி நீங்க பிருத்வி ஷாவை கம்ப்ளீட்டா ஹைட் பண்ணி அவனை இந்த மாதிரிலாம் ஓவரா ஹைட் பண்ணாம அவனை சும்மா போய் விளையாடுன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தீங்கன்னா, which is how Shubman Gill came in, because he came in the middle. Of course he had a reputation, but he was given the license, go, because we don't have any openers, so you go and do whatever you can. அந்த மயங்கும் அப்படிதான் வந்தாங்க. மயங்கும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வரும்போது வந்து நீ பார்த்தா அவ்வளவு ஹைப் இல்ல. யா கம் ஓகே, you scored a ton of runs in Ranji and all those things, but at least he was not like a media darling. He was not like Prithvi and all those guys. So it's a case in point for the team management to see. இப்படிதான் you have to introduce the bowler or a batsman or whatever. Next time don't come out and say, like you said, next Murali, don't call this and that. Shardul as the next swing king and all this. அதெல்லாம் பண்ணாம வெறுமை போய் விளையாடுன்னு சொல்லிட்டா நல்லா தான் விளையாடுறாங்க. So Sriram Raghavan had made a comment, right? He was talking about Thakur and he was talking about Washington.
Actually, he said about Washington Sundar. Yes, he has played last FC game in 2017. I think someone from the expert panel, whether in Sony or somewhere, they questioned why was that? Is that his choice or just that he was not selected for Ranji Trophy games? Because if he could bat this well, he can bowl now. What is going on? Abdindra America, probably that's a good thing that has happened. Had he played Ranji Trophy, he would have felt Test cricket is easy. So he did not, and he faced the real chin music.
ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம் நான் என்ன பாக்குறேன்னா, இது முடிச்சிட்டு எப்படி இருந்தாலும் வந்து I don't know how many people are going to play the England Test series in the groupல. One thing is they will go back to the Tamil Nadu state side and they're going to play really, really well. They will go back like 10 times higher. Sundaro, Nataraj, because you went and this is trial by the fire, guys. Like you going to Australia, you're playing in GABBA. When they have not lost in GABBA from 1988. I mean, to even challenge them is a big deal. Vishweshwaran was saying something about Washington England squad as Jadus. Yeah, this was like a no-brainer. But what do you think about this?
There is someone called Saxena. He's a Kerala-born guy, and he has been doing fantastically well. He has average of 36-37 as a batsman, fantastic bowling average. He's almost 34, but I would say probably him or Shahbaz Nadeem, if there could be a chance, this is their chance, because as long as we have Jadeja, there is no one else who is going to come ahead of him. But this is their opportunity. I would still have Washington Sundar.
Can you drop Washington Sundar?
No. See, the point I'm trying to make is when Ashwin is back, you cannot probably go with just two off spinners. You need a bowler who can take the ball away from the right-hander. So in that case, you would need someone like a Saxena or Nadeem, and Nadeem has been in and around the team, and probably second spinner Kuldeep will put up his hand and say, hey, I mean, you people have totally avoided me in the entire Australian series because of your batting issues.
Yeah, my God, like Kuldeep has to feature in this. Yes.
So why am I not considered? So there will be a lot of questions. But hey guys, before we go in and discuss that, whoever is new to this channel, please subscribe to us and give us a like and share this so that more people
அவ்வளவுதான் இல்ல, நான் யோசிக்கல. நாங்க வந்து யூஸ்வலா ஹால்ல பேசுற மாதிரி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு எங்களுக்கு கேட்கல, மறந்துட்டாங்க. சோ தயவு செஞ்சு பண்ணுங்க, நல்லா தான் இருக்கும் ஆக்சுவலா. ஏன்னா more people listen to this, and then more people can join in the comment section. For us, that's all that matters actually.
That's great.
And so this again, talking about, we spoke about Natarajan. Natarajan has been amazing, so we can keep talking about him.
Mhm.
Thoughts on Shardul Thakur, who, as he had a terrible debut versus West Indies in 2018, where he got
Mhm.
injured in the first over, I guess. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து to make a comeback 2 years கழிச்சு, and then he's this and that, he's T20 bowler, then he's ODI bowler, there's a lot of confusion.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on Shardul Thakur's bowling and batting?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Arjun Balasubramanian சொல்ற மாதிரி we just spoke இல்லையா, Sundaran Thakur did not have anything to lose. It's a golden ticket. So they just grabbed it and they did what they could do. அந்த மாதிரி even if they haven't performed, we would have said, yeah, they are not our key players. So there is
Yeah.
nothing to lose for them, absolutely. But see, again, Thakur is similar to Siraj. He got his debut in a wrong ball color, I would say. Yeah. So he is not a perfect white ball bowler, even though he does his job here and there. In red ball, is far more effective. In the entire game, GABBA la paathom appadina, not even Hazelwood was moving the ball the way Shardul Thakur was moving the ball in the air. So that is
Shardul Thakur, reminds me of who? He reminds me a lot of Hilfenos, if you know. அதே மாதிரி
exactly.
action, அதே kind of height and kind of the body type and all that. He
Exactly.
reminds, of course, Hilton was a far more accomplished bowler. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I love, I mean, Vandonne swing, natural swing. I don't think even
Exactly.
depends upon weather
Exactly.
conditions. It's like Vandonne, he was able to do that. I mean, anyone who can take the ball away
His
will be an
position,
asset.
his position is like Bhuvneshwar Kumar சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல. The moment you
Yeah,
release
he
the ball,
has
the ball just
beautiful
goes.
kind of this loopy length, which you always feel like you can drive actually. And
True. True.
you tend to get an edge or something. But forget his bowling. My God, his batting. என்ன
Mm-hmm.
அவன் விபரிச்ச மாதிரி விளையாடிட்டு இருந்தான்ல, என்ன கவர் டிரைவ், என்ன ஆன் டிரைவ், ஸ்ட்ரைட் டிரைவ், டமால் டமால் அடிக்கிறான், பயமே இல்லை அவனுக்கு சுத்தமா.
ஆமா, ஆக்சுவலா சொல்லணும்னா நான்
ஏன்னா நீ
சொல்லிட்டு
எனக்கு எனக்கு இது புரியவே இல்லை. ஓகே, எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் தெளிவா சொல்லு.
ம்.
Dire straits when these people came together. Okay, Washington Sundar and these guys, like if they got out, whatever debut, whatever, they'll be like trashed.
Game was lost.
They'll be trashed. They'll be like this is why this guy is a useless guy. This is why he should be in T20 ன்னு சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க ரெண்டு பேரையும்.
Yeah.
How do you think they played an aggressive game? Like, what kind of a mindset is that? See,
See,
because I understand they can't defend, but still.
but see, ஒரு ஆஸ்பெக்ட் நான் எப்படி சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, I think such a lot of cricketing geniuses have said this. When you play the first series or IPL வாக்குல சொல்லணும்னா, when you play the first season, right, you don't have expectations on top of your head. You're like, hey, fine, I just go and do my job the way I want to. இதே அந்த செகண்ட் சீரீஸ் போறப்போ யூ ஹேவ் சம் ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ், தெர் இஸ் சம் ட்ராக் ரெக்கார்ட். ஏ வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர் கேன் பேட், தெர் இஸ் அ கொலாப்ஸ், ஸோ வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர் கேன் டூ. Again, Shardul Thakur, hey, you know what? There is a collapse. Shardul Thakur is there. See,
Yeah.
fans will expect this. Probably team management kittiyo, when it becomes a habit, hey, there is a collapse. You know what? We are looking at you to rescue us. If you
Becomes a
add that
designated role. Yeah.
weightage, few people will try. Someone like a Hardik Pandya Solona, he's like, hey, give me crisis. Throw me in crisis, I will try. But ella players on the mari kadayadu. Few players crumble in crisis. So we don't know how Washington Sundar or Thakur will react when you are expected to perform in a crisis situation. But inga Sonamari, if they haven't played, hey, is a T20 player, I don't think they are going to feel bad the way Mayank or Prithvi would have felt, because hey, we are test players in Solla Vandanga. They wanted to announce themselves as test players, but Shardul and Yongla Porta Rico, we are IPL products. At least for the larger set of audience, we are IPL products. So they are going to look at us as, hey, what can he do? Or even the team management doesn't see. Washington Sundar another open panirundalum, நம்ம பேட்டிங் கோச், ஓகே ஃபன்னி, பட் எனிவேஸ் நம்ம பேட்டிங் கோச் ஆர் நம்மளோட கோச், neither of them would have said, hey Washi, just go there and play the game like this and rescue us. What is a track record? Do they even know whether Washington Sundar can rescue or not from the situation? Sundarge இது தெரியாது. So he just played his natural game, and there is nothing that is saying, hey, this will go wrong or this is going to happen if you fail. When you don't have a second voice,
Yeah.
it
Yeah, but
helps.
I like that and the fearlessness and that clarity to know your game so early in your life, because they automatically decided that defense is not their game and it's going to get them nowhere. And then by actually attacking, and also they occupied time, which is what killed Australia today, because
They
both of them faced
play
more than
a
100
defensive
balls.
game at
Both of them
times.
faced more than 100 balls, right? So
It's not
it's
cash in the
a
bank.
double whammy for Australia. They scored runs, which like
Mhm.
reduced the deficit to almost nothing, and then they also stayed till the day, and the whole day played Shabde. So
Absolutely.
and it's like an unexpected knockout for them, and yeah.
Yeah, I think Dilip has a question. Can Australia accelerate and get to 300 in two sessions and then declare? Or will they go for 350 and bat till half of
Yeah, right
session?
now you don't want to be, one person you don't want to be in this world right now is Tim Payne actually.
Mm.
What will he do? Will he go for a serious win? எனக்கு இன்னொன்னு சொல்லு.
Mm.
Whatever may be the score, do you think India can chase this? Like, say they give you 260. I'm just saying. Do you think India will be happy chasing that, or do you think India will be much happier if Australia just keep extending the day, they score 300, 320, and they just have one day to bat?
See, I would say for 260, say, let us say 260 or 250 is the bare minimum. They're not going to give us 200 and play around and say what this team can do. Tim Payne will be
Yeah, it
criticized
will be
and
a
maybe
mockery actually.
sacked
Yeah.
if they lose. So 200 he cannot give even if he wants to. So 260 Kukura, still there are 210 runs that they have to score. So what I would say is a lot depends on David Warner. I mean, he's not yet to be 100% fit, but he seems to be having got his touch a little bit. He's able to play those loose deliveries and he has shown some glimpses of what he can do. If you allow David Warner to stay for the first session, there is every chance that Australia might reach 300 easily by the end of second session. He can do it. In Australian conditions, he
Yeah.
will take you
It's a
apart.
bit like your
So,
Sehwag. So yeah.
Kandipa. So, if
And
we take
I mean,
Warner early,
desperate times for them right now. So they are capable
true,
of
true.
doing that.
But make no mistake, if we take out Warner early, it doesn't matter whether it's Smith or Labushkarni, they cannot go at the pace at which Warner goes. So for them to reach 260 without Warner contributing heavily, it will take them three sessions. At least half of the third session.
They might promote someone like a Cam Green at the top and try to accelerate
They
if
might.
that's a
They might, but again, at what stage they lose David Warner is important. If they lose him early, they might be also worried. Hey, if I send someone up the order, if they get out, if there is a collapse, what if we end up being in the losing side of the game? I mean, Australian media will burn them alive if they lose this game in
அதான்
GABBA.
நான் கேட்ட கேள்விதான். நீங்க Campaign-னா, would you be happy to just go 1-1 and then give the Border Gavaskar to India, which is already they have it? Or would you like go for that 2-1 victory, and then if you win 2-1, wonderful. If you lose 2-1, so would you lose 2-1 or would you give it 1-1 to India?
He will go for 2-1, but there needs to be some security deposit in his bank in terms of runs scored. Uh, bare minimum will be 250. See, they don't know what's going to happen on day 5. Other than say, on day 4 also there is huge range predictor on and off at least. So we are not sure of those 3 entire sessions being played. I don't know. First session up, if they see gloomy conditions and if it starts to rain a little bit, who knows what goes on Tim Payne's mind? Hey, prediction is happening. Your fifth day is a washout. What do I even do? So
Yeah.
rain also has a big factor to play, and Warner has a big factor to play. So how India negate this? Everything is fine for us to say, hey, let them score this, and we will try to chase or we will try to avoid a defeat. But playing on fifth day to save this series with all the injuries and everything, pressure irukadu. But still, hey, if we pull this off, this is the greatest heist we could have ever pulled off.
Let's not make any bones about it. India will be devastated if they lose 2-1. Okay, because
Right,
every
right.
blood and sweat to this tour actually. It's equally heartbreaking for both the teams. And as fans, I'll be like, that'll be so unfair because they've given literally everything in the series, and then in the series doesn't deserve any losers, to be honest. I would hope it should become 1-1 or whatever. But India will be like devastated if they lose 2-1 and all those things. So um, but
So,
right now, I hope somehow India seems to give them answers, like whatever they throw at them, they're giving an answer
see,
actually.
what Arjun says is Australia will play till T. See, if they play till T to score 310 within T is highly ambitious. You have to play a T20 game to score that. I don't think they can reach 350 to
They
400 by T.
no, Arjun, who can score that? You have to think of that. And the acceleration. That is David Warner can do that. And then there is Cam Green. Only those people can actually accelerate.
Yeah, still it's like 50 to 56,
Yeah,
57
Green is
overs. You have to score
someone has
310 is massive.
and someone has scored it very, very quick. நான் பாக்குற ஒரே த்ரெட் நீ சொல்ற மாதிரி டேவிட் வார்னர் தான் given his ability to score big runs and quick runs, and he can also demoralize the team by the way he bats and all those things. So but I think India will be a bit more cautious, will be a bit more defensive tomorrow, trying to save the boundaries, because India doesn't care. They don't want to win this match anyway. So
let us throw a question to our audience who are watching it. How many of you want rain to spoil sport on 4th and 5th day to save us or to retain the Border Gavaskar trophy? So I also want it. Aditya,
about whatever how you win and all
whoever
that
is watching, please
whatever that has gone wrong has gone wrong for this team of Islamari and the team.
Yeah.
So they deserve a bit of luck actually with this rain or whatever. I don't really care. I mean, let that happen. I don't really care how we do it, because India deserves to go 1-1 in the series. And anyway, last time in the Sydney almost judged rain or something was the reason, right? Why we couldn't.
It should have been 3-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this time, I hope rain does the favor for us. Actually, we should have won 3-1 last time. So என்னப்பா கேப்டன் இல்ல, பும்ரா இல்ல, பேட்டிங்ல ஒரு பையன் இருக்கான், ஓப்பனர் ஒரு மேட்ச் மாத்தி இருக்கோம், 4 T20 பவுலர் வச்சு போட்டுருக்கீங்க டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச்ல, மொத்தமே 13 விக்கெட் எடுத்திருக்காங்க எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து. So see, last time they lost, now start படிச்ச last time they lost in 1988 Australia to West Indies actually. That attack was led by Malcolm Marshall. It had Patrick Patterson. They had like some 1,000 wickets between them or whatever. So that was the kind of pedigree they had with the people who have come and won it in GABBA.
So Vishweshwaran says, "Appa, they say the mala pepa series adha nanu solren. At least ஒரு 1.5 session 2 session wash out பண்ணி விடு."
Let's go to GABBA அப்படி சீன் எல்லாம் போட்டான்ல, மழை பெஞ்சா செம்ம காண்டா வந்திருப்பாங்க உள்ள, அதை பாக்குறதுக்காக வேணும் எனக்கு. So yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be very nice if it's raining and then Ravi Ashwin goes to the Australian balcony and like offers tea to Timpen. Na GABBA na நம்ம மழையே பெய்யுது, மழையே பார்த்தா கூட்டியாடா.
Says rain, good vibes. Yes. Can they score 250? Lead is now 250 to 250. Yes, நாங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி 250. I mean, realistically possible if Warner stays long.
Timpen have the guts to give India the bat, say last 15 overs is bat, and then the target is 275, whatever. If they bat really well,
he can. ஒரு factor என்ன அப்படின்னா, to be honest, it's going to be the last innings India is going to bat in the store. Till now, Nathan Lyon has not come to the party. 5th day wicket, GABBA. We don't know what could happen, but if there is rain around the corner, will Nathan Lyon even be half effective? If it rains, the ball gets wet, what does he do?
We don't know. See, this, I mean, what happens in that, they discuss, they said that they already find a lot of large cracks in the pitch, but no one has actually exploited them properly, but the pitch has not misbehaved till now. ரொம்ப ஆசைப்பட வேணாம், let's keep a fingers crossed.
Yeah, true. Because when we expect rain, it does not rain. The sun.
இந்த சைடு வச்சுட்டு இது வந்து ஒரு ஆஸ்பத்திரி சைடு, இது வந்து வச்சுட்டு அவன் பேண்டேஜ் போட்டு நின்றுட்டு இருக்காங்க, அந்த வின் பண்றதுலாம் வாய்ப்பே இல்லை. பட் we hope it rains.
எனக்கு இந்த क्वेश्चन நம்ம ஸ்டார்டிங்ல பேசணும். I'm throwing this question to you as well as everyone who is watching it. See, as much as we speak about our bowling is totally not the attack we wanted to play with, and Virat Kohli not being there. But again, if we look at all the senior statesmen in the batting unit, and as a batting unit, what has happened to us? I mean, if there could be a series where your bowlers have to be rescued, this is the series. But newbies coming in as bowler are rescuing our batsmen again. What has happened? Our lower order batting and our all-rounder has batted better, far better than our top 5. young Gill has come in and did a job a little bit here and there. But overall, I mean, if I look at someone like Rohit Sharma, he has done okay, but again, he cannot come out and say, hey, this is the way I play. See, David
And
Warner just throw it away.
the shot at 44, I know there is a lot of analysis. You can say this and that and all that, but I'm just saying, regardless of நான் எப்படி பார்க்கறேன்னா Dravid or Tendulkar or anyone would not have played that. That's what I'm saying. It's not about the style of play. Rohit Sharma is an entirely different player. He's aggressive. அதெல்லாம் நான் ஒத்துக்கிறேன். But as a stature சொல்றேன், நம்மளோட அந்த Fab 4ல யாருமே அந்த ஷாட் ஆடி இருக்க மாட்டாங்க அந்த மொமெண்ட்ல. And like Sachin and all is capable of clearing whatever. I'm just trying to say that sometimes in the match, especially given that, see, in the match, the batsman should shield the bowlers more than ever, actually. See, they've given you an unbelievable first innings, actually. The first innings is unexpected. They rolled them over for 360, whatever. Given the attack, they should have scored a lot more. Maybe they should have gone 450, 470, and then அதுல கொடுத்தது நீங்க உங்களுக்கு பெரிய கடமை தான் ஆக்சுவலா பண்ணது. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து இட்ஸ் அப் டு தி பேட்டிங் பிகாஸ் ஸ்டில் நவ bowling has saved you. So I'm just trying to say
why should you counter attack? Rishabh Pantoda innings we can understand last game. Our back was up against the wall. There is no other choice. He has to do that. But Rohit Sharma in the innings, what was he trying to do? You have scored 44. You looked the most settled batsman out there. They have kept fielders in the team. Tap 1, tap 2. It's a big ground. Tap couples all the time. Probably they will feel like, hey, now this is frustrating for us. If this guy keeps ticking the scoreboard, how can I keep fielders probably in the long on, long off? I have to bring them in to cut the singles. Then you go for it. But rather, he just probably dived into their trap. And he's saying, this is the way I play. I don't know.
Or youngster the way I play and சொல்ல முடியாது. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that really, I mean, that Harsha Bogleyoda the review கேட்டதானே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். You were completely down. And yeah, I mean, see, when Rohit Sharma, that's one more thing with Rohit Sharma is when he is batting, he makes batting look so easy. Everybody else around him plays better, actually. The team calms down. The dressing room. Adhan, he has to understand. I don't know, see, Virat Kohli, he has a stature, but he has owned the stature, He's like, he's like, he behaves like that. He plays like that. It's not just about the talent and all those things. I'm just talking about Rohit Sharma. It's high time, right? Like you're expected to do a lot better than what he did. But I'm expecting something better in the second innings. Like let's see how he's very crucial. Actually,
Rohit Sharma has to understand one thing. He's not getting criticized by Sanjay Manjarekar. He's not getting criticized by people like Gambhir or someone. He's getting criticized by Sunil Gavaskar, someone who always batted for Rohit Sharma. At any point of time, you'll say, no, you have to give him a chance. When he's on com box saying, oh my God, you cannot do this, then you have made a mistake.
One, of course, at the moment, it's a responsible shot and all that. Second thing is the way he was batting was so beautiful. You felt so bad as an audience also. You wanted that to continue. You wanted him to frustrating. Almost sometimes in a Mark used to do this thing before, but I mean, I cannot even compare. Like Mark was like 8,000 plus runs in Test cricket, but like he'll be batting like a dream, and suddenly he'll play one casual shot and he'll get out. But he had Steve Watt to come and bat, please. So they had rear guard. So knowing the team in the situation and how they're like the bowlers are stretched and shiny. அண்ட் கொஞ்சம் அந்த bowlers பத்தி கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சாங்களா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பொறுப்பா ஆடுவாங்கன்னு தோணுது எனக்கு. பிகாஸ் எவ்வளவு இன்ஜுரிஸ், எத்தனை பேர் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ again, Rahane's shot was terrible. And then
Rahane, I will tell you that he got lucky twice in that same area. Then they have to put two men. He used to catch him in the same area. They had an extra fieldsman for that particular shot. See, inga da enakku question varudhu. See, you have escaped playing that particular shot in that same area. You see there is a fieldsman put there. How can you not kind of arrest yourself and say, hey, I'm not fending that delivery? You are a senior statesman. You have played Test cricket for 8+ years now.
Actually, ரெண்டு ஒன்னு இந்த லபிஷான் கேட்ச் ஹுட்லனா ஸ்கோரே அவ்வளவு வந்திருக்காது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன்னு.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி.
செகண்ட் வந்து இந்த பேட்டிங் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பெட்டரா ஆடிருந்தாங்கன்னா we could have very well beat this team in GABBA. Actually, we are making them look better than what they are by actually our own ineptitude and our own lack of concentration. because Stark is like a deadbeat. Actually, last 2 test matches, nobody is questioning him. Actually, somebody else should have replaced Stark in GABBA actually, but he's just holding on to it. Stark வந்து ஒரு bowler இல்லாத மாதிரி தான் போடுறாங்க அவங்க பார்த்தா. The way if you listen, if you saw how Thakur and Sundar batted, Stark looked like a liability. Only guy who keeps coming back at them is Cummins, who's the most dangerous customer. See, Lyon is out of sorts. Hazelwood is on and off. The only guy on fire is Cummins actually, and Stark is completely blindsided, and they keep dropping catches. Despite that, we are like or mari precarious situation, which is unnecessary. They should have like if they batted, like say Rohit Sharma batted better, they scored 100 or whatever. And in the position we'll be winning actually. Really talking about how they are going to roll them up actually. So because so much effort has gone into this test series, the last 3 matches. And the fourth test,
நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரியும் and Vishweshwaran also says is right. Out of form Pujara, Rahane, Mayank, Vihari is a big reason. See, I will take Mayank out of context for now, but again, Pujara, Rahane, Vihari. Okay, Vihari has been totally out of sorts.
Not out of form.
Can I say Pujara, Rahane out of form? நான் ஏன் சொல்ல மாட்டேன் அப்படின்னா Rahane had one big innings. That's all I expect from him. நான் அன்னைக்கே சொன்னேன் after that 100, I'm not sure when the next big innings is going to come. It is going to come probably after another 10-15 games. That is how Rahane's template has been till now for the last 6-7 years in his entire test career. Pujara பொறுத்த வரைக்கும்
நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி நம்மளோட expectation about the batting lineup is also like we are spoiled by the old memories of Tendulkar, Dravid and
But can I ask you this question? How many times we have given a free pass to Shami, Bumrah, Ishant, Ashwin, Jadeja? We have not given a free pass.
அது அஸ்வின் வந்து ஒரு இன்டர்வியூல சொன்னான் ஆக்சுவலா. இந்த மாதிரி bowlersக்கு வந்து ரெஸ்பைட்டே கிடையாது. ஒரு ஃபெயிலியர் வந்து will be like and Ashwin கேஸ்லனா they just deemed he is not good enough for a format. They just threw him out actually because he had one 2 bad tournaments and all that.
See, imagine so many times they have done
number 2019 நீ பார்த்தனா it was like it's like big on and off because of course he deserves, he's a fantastic player, but I'm just saying that criticism of the bowling attack is far more compared to the batting line, which has remained the same. We have shown the bowlers on and off.
Criticism மட்டும் இல்ல, why aren't we not looking at someone to fix this batting unit? See, இன்னைக்கு வந்து வேற வழியே இல்லாம ஒரு சுந்தர போட்டீங்க. Sundar is doing both the jobs. Thakur is doing both the jobs. So till Pujara or Rahane probably gets injured, we are never going to even try anyone else. I mean, see, இப்ப வந்து for example, if Bumrah turns up every once in 10 games, takes a 6-for and then goes hiding, do you think this team will be able to go and take 20 wickets? No. They will not be able to take 20 wickets.
I'm just asking, look at the scrutiny you put on Ravichandran Ashwin. I'm just taking one player.
Right.
அவனுக்கு போடுறதுல ஒரு 10% நீங்க போட்டிருந்தீங்கன்னா மேபி நீங்க ரஹானி டீம்லயே இருந்திருக்க முடியாது ஃபர்ஸ்ட். Any of the other batters like Pujara, I will not name him because Pujara has done reasonably well to whatever.
I will tell you something about Pujara.
Sriram Raghavan, I disagree. Sriram Raghavan, that was it's an amazing delivery. What he got, like it was a pitch. It like came from middle. Same way ஒத்துக்கிறே, but Anna he is getting out to good deliveries also.
I will tell you something. ஏன் தெரியுமா Pujara is getting out to good deliveries? If you allow a bowler like Hazelwood and Cummins to bowl 6 balls at you without rotating the strike, they are going to set you up. You need not score 4, you need not score 2-3. Go to the other side.
I don't think it's an issue of bad shot. I think it's a question of not rotating the strike. So
exactly. I think yaar theriyuma the commentary la someone, I think whether it's Matthew Hayden or someone keeps telling this, don't allow a bowler to set you up, rotate strike and then make sure they don't get as many deliveries as they get to plan you to get out. See, Pujara, people say like, hey, he's getting a jaffa from Cummins, he's getting a jaffa from Hazelwood. Why is not that happening? Because others are rotating strike. He's like, hey, bowl at me. Probably I know what he's going to do. I'm going to do 6 deliveries at you.
It's pretty much similar. The bowler does not have to think what's my other plan. It's like he has a plan, he just has to go and execute and hope for he'll find an edge sometime. But
exactly.
Actually, rather than Pujara, I would also look at other people actually who have like been more terrible. Rohit Sharma's shot was horrible. And then, what do you think about Mayank's innings? 38, whatever, he scored some runs. And then, what do you think of that? Again, he got out in a terrible start therapy. So,
மாயங்கோட அவுட்டுக்கு முன்னாடி he played a shot, booming cover drive. See, stick to your booming cover drives in subcontinent. Please don't come and show off your booming cover drives. ஏன்னா சி எஸ்ஜில இந்தியால பால் கால் கடியிலேயே இருக்கிறப்போ நவுராதப்போ கேஎல் ராகுலும் பூமிங் கவர் டிரைவ்ஸ் ஆடி 50-50 200 எல்லாம் பக்கம் கூட போயாச்சு. when you go to these conditions, respect the bowler a little bit. Cummins Hazelwoodum போடுறப்போ the way he played that shot was so atrocious. I was like, do you really think world class bowlers are just going to wait and watch you play that shot every single time? Scrub your instincts.
ஒரு 5 பேர் வந்து கோயில் வாசல் நிக்கிறவன் நின்றுட்டு இருக்கானுங்க. எப்பனா வரும் நீ நில்லு. So, but again, yeah, so someone has come who after getting dropped and coming in a different position, still okay. I'll still wait for one more innings to see what he does actually. I mean, still in இந்த மாதிரி சீரீஸ்ல 38 ரன்னும் ரொம்ப வேல்யூ தான். ஸோ ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது.
See, கோலி நிக் பண்ணா மட்டும் ஏன் see, to be honest, Kohli had this problem. 2014 in England, he was playing booming cover drives as if he thought he was playing in Mumbai or Chennai. Anderson just galloped him. வா கண்ணா ஆடு, டிரைவ் வா பண்ணு, ஆஃப் சைட் போடுறேன், டிரைவ் பண்ணு சொல்லி தான் கோலியை
ஆண்டர்சன் வந்து so
seriously.
Yeah, but Sriram, one thing, whether you like him or dislike him, Kohli வந்து at least with batting, the other mistakes he will never acknowledge. With batting, if he's gone wrong, he will acknowledge, he'll work on it immediately, he will call the best experts, he will not wait for the batting coach, whatever. He'll go to Tendulkar, he will go to Dravid, he'll do whatever, he works on the game, and ஒரு vengeance oda he comes back and sorts it out. And the genius batsmen வந்து they find the answers, they find solutions actually.
So Pujara பத்தி பேசினதுல ஒரு லாஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட்
again நான் சொல்றேன், Pujara is not that harsh about him, to be honest.
இல்ல the best batsman of this era, Steven Smith, he said this: I allowed Ashwin to dominate, he got me out. சொல்லப்போனா he allowed Bumrah to dominate, he did not nudge a single, he was like dot 20 டாட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் அவுட். even he gets out. if you allow him to be set it up, he gets out. So Pujara can learn a thing or two and say, I am not going to allow you to bowl 6 deliveries at me because I know you are going to find me out. நான் 2 single 3 single எடுத்துட்டே இருக்கேன். Now let us see what you can plan. See, Pujaraக்கும் அப்பல okay fine, I am also staying on the opposite end. There is no one bowler who is going to plan and take my wicket. There is some learning.
One more difference is I have seen 2 players who keep batting 5-6 deliveries continuously without having a problem. One is Tendulkar, one is Dravid. Okay, I've seen them both continuously playing one bowler. Directly, Tendulkar used to keep playing and then until he gets. But one skill both of them had was there'll be one good ball actually. Even that good ball, they'll be able to hit a boundary. They had a bit of a genius about them. And like or perfect length இருக்கும், but suddenly Tendulkar will go into backward cover, he will play it. It's an unexpected shot, and they are able to get out of jail doing that. So Pujara is a bit limited in that way. I mean, he's not like a Kohli or Tendulkar. He cannot suddenly break out and play a mad shot out of nowhere and get out of jail. So it's a bit more conventional, but I think Pujara is the least of our problems right now. The question has to be more about Rohit, and it's also not just about individuals and the mentality, and a bit more. Can you play a bit more for your whole team? Can you play for the situation?
என்னோட ஒரே கொஸ்டின் ஒண்ணுதான். You rightly pointed out all the newcomers are punching beyond their weight, and there are young upcoming players who are doing more than what they could, and there are established players who are doing half the job than what they are expected to do. Half the job. In absence of Kohli, you see, நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், either Rahane or Pujara or after Rohit has come in, any one of you should have had an explicable series. There's no way I'm going to get out of the down.
See, I don't know whether it's because of the COVID. I don't know whether it's because of the bubble. I don't know whether it's because of whatever. Other than Kane Williams and whatever, I didn't see anyone having any sorts of like a tremendous batting series. And all. I think Kane Williams was playing at home, so to all due credit, I just saw Root score an amazing double-hundred and all that. But generally, big batting is missing across the world if you look at it. And I don't know, it's just a mental aspect of it.
I would take someone like Labushkagni and say, do whatever he does at least. Score 40, 50, 60 more often
Yeah,
than
அவன்
not.
டிராப் ஆயினே எவ்வளோ சான்ஸ் லபிஷானுக்கு அது பிடிக்கல நம்ம. Yeah, he was kept. He had
See,
like three or four drops.
see, Rahane had 2 lives without a fielder being placed, and you played the same shot. Yeah, that's what
But
I
he
could
will
not
come out and tell you that that's exactly how I played in the MCG and I saved the game. So இதுதான் issues. I mean, either some amazing batting coach has to come out and tell them what exactly is going wrong. Is it a mental thing? அது ஒரு இஷ்யூவா நான் தான் பாக்குறேன். பட் அகைன் நான் சொல்றது வந்து அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த மென்டாலிட்டி இருந்தா கூட போதும் சொல்றேன். டெக்னிக் வேணாம். லைக் டு நோ தட் ஐம் all my bowlers are kids actually, and then they've done an amazing job, and then it's for me to shield them actually right now. So I'll curb my instincts. So I'll tell you the mentality. But yeah, I think sitting here it's a lot more easy to say all those things. But I'm looking at batting across the world. I'm looking at batting of Smith and all those people also, some genius batsmen. Something is like off. You can feel that it's not. They're not. None of them are in their zone actually.
But Pujara Rahane, see, I wouldn't take bio bubble and all these things. They have been off in Sena for a long time, and it's just probably had a better series.
The series, yeah, you have to do a lot more larger assessment of Rahane and Pujara. Pujara actually, I'll not put Pujara and Rahane in the same bracket. Pujara has scored runs, so Rahane especially. Questions needs to be asked about why is he struggling? நீ பாரு கேப்டன்சி அதை ஹைட் பண்ணிடாச்சு.
இல்ல பண்ட வந்து even though he bats better, we question him for his wicket keeping. Can Pant come out and say, this is the way I collected the highest number of catches in Australia, this is the way I catch, this is the way I keep in சொல்ல முடியுமா? The same thing happens to these batsmen. And this is the way I play.
டெஸ்ட் மேட்சே ஆடாம பெருசா வைஸ் கேப்டன் ஆனவரை பத்தி நீ பேசிட்டு இருக்க ப்ளீஸ். அதெல்லாம் முடியாது. நல்லா இல்ல. நீ ரஷப் பந்தி அவங்கள கம்பேர் பண்ணாது. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but again, right now, I think we shouldn't be talking about those things. We should speak more about guys who are doing well actually. So how do you see this panning out tomorrow? Of course, Warner will go for it. Will start. Yeah, adan Sriram சொன்னேனே Joe Root has done that. He has done that, and I am a big fan of Joe Root. Actually, I'm happy that he's doing well. Because I don't want to digress actually, Joe Root pati, but we'll talk about someday else. So tomorrow, what do you think is going to happen? So,
I really hope it's not going to be a full day of sunshine. There is some rain stoppages, some sessions washed out. I want that. I mean, you people can say, oh, you are crying about rain, you want rain to save this team or save this team. That's fine. Yes, I want, because it's the India C team. I want them to get some luck. So yeah, but if first session gets washed out, I will be more than happy. But if it does not happen, take Warner out as early as possible, so that they will have 2 different ideas in their mind. What do we do? Whether we are going to push to score runs quick, or we are going to play the wait and watch game to see how the weather pans out. What is that we can do? அப்படின்ற கொஸ்டின் அவங்களுக்குள்ள வரணும். If Warner stays, all the questions goes out of the window. Just go for it.
Yeah, in the Sundar Thakur partnership, I think screwed their plans actually, because it came out of nowhere and it took. தமிழ்நாடு ஐயோ அப்ப கண்டிப்பா குழப்பியுமே. ஓகே ரைட். என்னெல்லாம் தவிர தமிழ்நாட்டுல கிரிக்கெட்டர் மட்டும் வெதர்மேன் எல்லாம் கொடுக்குறோம்.
Rain should come and Warner should go out earliest. If it comes so soon, everyone will go out early. That is what we want.
strategy அது விஸ்வேஸ்வரன். மழை வரணும் வார்னர் போகணும். அப்படிதான் ஐ திங்க் ரவிசாஸ்திரி பேசுறான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஓகே ரைட். அது ரிவர்ஸ் ஆயிடக்கூடாது. மழை போய் வார்னர் வேற மாதிரி ஆயிடும். பட் yeah, do you think if you're Rahane, so what would you do? Would you be like very cautious, be very defensive at the outset, not trying to pick wickets, trying to save runs, what would you try to do? Or keep it like a neutral?
See, probably I will give myself 10 overs of time to see how Warner goes about his game. If I can price his wicket out, nothing like that. But I don't think I can go defensive for starters. I have to look to find a way to make Warner nick one, or probably miss a straighter one, or whatever it might be. Get his wicket. But if I fail to do it and I'm conceding 4 runs per over or something, hey, now let's switch to plan B, because if this goes on, then if it does not rain on the 5th day, then probably we have to face a daunting task to draw this game, which might be very difficult for this young team to take so much amount of pressure on their shoulders. 10 overs, தான் என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் trigger point. I will say, right, if things have not gone our way, let us put some defensive fields and bowl according to that. If you put a defensive field and then நிக்னிக்கா கொடுத்து 4 போயிட்டு இருந்தது அப்படின்னா, then
Correct.
again it's a plan lost. So
போறது is a bit of a danger. I think the bowling attack is also better when they try to pick up wickets actually. And Tamil Nadu,
he's also a strong cricket fan, so probably he's also on the watch.
He had an interview, right? So yeah.
Yep.
அவர் ஜெனரலா சொல்லி ஃபெயில் ஆனது இல்ல, பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ மழை பெஞ்சு நல்லா இருக்கும். ஆக்சுவலா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் மழை பெஞ்சா நல்லா இருக்குன்னு சொல்றேன். ஸோ பார்க்கலாம் எப்படி ஆகுதுன்னு தெரியல. Again, if you're Tim Payne, so what would be the target? If you're giving a target, what would you give actually?
If I see a lot of rain interruptions before reaching end of day, if I have reached anywhere between 250 to 260, I will drop the ball. I will say yes, whatever it is, even if you are going to bat for 15 minutes and I don't know what's on offer for 5th day, I'm going to go for the gamble, because there is no point of waiting till 5th day and then if it rains, first session gets washed out, then Tim Payne will be like, oh my God, this is why we said he should not be the captain. Rather, he will give himself a chance.
Yeah, I think Tim Payne also knows that after the series, probably he might lose his spot also. Theriyadu. There's a lot of discussion about who's going to be the next captain. So he might like play like a daredevil. Probably இதான் நான் வெளில போறேன், இப்படி I'll go out on fire, right? He might do that. And he has spoken too much actually to go out meekly. I mean, you should try to do that, because then you put the onus on the Indian team to take the game forward.
But if there is a Michael Clark, it will be 200. If there is a Michael Clark, it will be 200 for the 4th innings. He will do it.
அப்படியே Ricky Ponting 180, Steve Ward 120 கொடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டு வான்னு சொல்லிப்பா. Megra and Vaughan would have taken everybody out and then like 60 all out and all that. Yeah, that is Australia. I don't know what these people are complaining about. This is like probably one of those weakest Australian teams. Like இவங்க, நான் அதான் யோசிச்சு பாக்குறேன், இந்த பேட்டிங்ல ரோஹித் சர்மா வந்து மெக்ராவோட ஓபன் பண்ணி தான் எப்படி யோசிச்சு பாக்குறேன். சிரிப்பா எனக்கு. சொல்லி வச்ச பிளஸ்
this is the way I get bold. Just deal with it.
அவன்கிட்டே சொல்லுமா ரோஹித் சர்மா கிட்டே, நான் இப்ப இந்த இடத்துல போட போறேன், மார்க்குவா வந்து டைவ் அடிச்சு ரைட்ல பிடிக்க போறாப்லன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதே மாதிரியே நடக்கும். ஸோ ஒண்ணுமே நீ தடுக்கவே முடியாது. ஸோ that's why when people compare today's batsmen, Sharma, Kohli and all those people to Tendulkar, Dravid, please, what they faced, please understand. Like Megra, Gillespie, Brett Lee, Shane Warne, yeah.
If Tim Payne loses, he himself should give away his captaincy. And the sack. And the scene கிடையாது ஆஸ்திரேலியால. Cricket Australia will be like, Tata, bye-bye, thanks for your service.
அங்கேயும் போய் தோத்தனா அவ்வளவுதான். So
bye-bye.
Yeah, but okay, I mean, we're being a bit harsh on Payne. I mean, he took such a horrible time for Australia. He has done a good job. I don't mind Tim Payne at all, okay? So Australia would declare and try to get 2 wickets by the end of the day tomorrow. That will be horrible for India. I hope that doesn't happen. Even if India bats, they should lose wickets at maximum 1 actually. But இது எதுவுமே நடக்காம நல்ல ஜெயின் மழை பெஞ்சுன்னா நம்ம அப்படியே ஜாலியா இருக்கலாம். So
yeah, I mean, probably 2 session நாளைக்கு வாஷ் அவுட் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா then we like, hey, hi GABBA, what's up அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கொஞ்சம் தைரியமா நெஞ்ச நிமித்திக்கிட்டு பேசலாம். பட் அது வரைக்கும் எல்லாமே நடக்க போகுதுன்னு.
ஆமா, அதுதான் சொல்றேன். லாபிஷன்
சும்மா இருங்கடா.
லாபிஷன் கேட்ச் பிடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தா இவ்வளவுதான் அழுவ தேவையே இல்லை. எல்லா பேட்ஸ்மேனும் எட்ஜ் கொடுக்காம இருந்தா இவ்வளவு அழுவ தேவையில்லை. ஆக்சுவலா ஈஸியா அவனை தோக்கடிச்சிருக்கலாம். 1988 ரெக்கார்டை முடிச்சிருக்கலாம் ஆக்சுவலா.
Probably இது எப்படி தெரியுமா இருக்கு?
Is he fit to bowl tomorrow?
சைனியா?
நோட்
I'm not sure. எதுவும் அஃபிஷியலா எந்த நியூஸும் வரல. So it's gonna be a surprise package தான் if we bring in Saini. I don't know whether it's a surprise package for us or for them.
Indian medical team is working overtime. Indian medical team working overtime to ensure Navdeep Saini can return. அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க, தெரியல.
See, one thing I don't want Saini to do is like last game, come and leak at 4 per over. Please don't do that.
JL has always had a sweet spot on pain. Maybe. But again, he always has the most neutral guy to the captaincy, because see, Pat Cummins is already overloaded with the bowling duties. He's also already a bowling leader, and fast bowlers tend to get injured a lot more. So availability or problems are bowling captains. And where yaar edupinga, where yaar edukka mudiyadhu. David Warner, you know what he did, and then Steve Smith is out of question. இவ்வளவு பேசுற மனநல ஐயோ நாங்க வெதர் ப்ரெடிக்ஷன்ல மழை வந்தா வரணும், நாங்க என்ன பண்றது? இது என்ன அசிங்கம்?
இல்ல அசிங்கமா போயிரும். யாருக்கு
இது மாதிரி வெதர் நியூஸ் ரமணன் மாதிரி ஆயிட்டோம் நம்ம.
சரி, இன்னைக்கு மழை வராம ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படின்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் மேஸ்திரி தான் பாத்துக்கங்க. அதுக்கும் மேஸ்திரி தான் காரணம். மழை கூட வர வைக்க தெரியல, என்ன இந்தியன் கோச் நீ?
எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் சொல்லு வானத்தை பார்த்து சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தா மழை பெஞ்சிருக்குல்ல.
இல்ல சாஸ்திரி கேட்கக்கூடிய ஆள் தான். என்ன மழை பெய்யல, எனக்கு பெஞ்சா மாதிரி இருந்தது, நீ மூல எந்திரிடா. ஏதாவது
ஒரே தண்ணியா இருக்கு, எங்க தண்ணி இல்ல, பிச்செல்லாம் தண்ணியா இருக்கு, அந்த தண்ணி சொல்லிங்களா? அதனால please rain come again and make GABBA go away. But regardless of that, tremendous performance by the team today. Again, unbelievable. This team doesn't deserve to lose 2-1. They have to somehow do 1-1 to complete this chapter, because ஒரு மாதிரி ஒரு சினிமா மாதிரி பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தோம் அந்த ஃபுல்லா இந்த சீரீஸை. கிளைமேக்ஸ்ல ஹீரோ கொல்ற மாதிரி ஆயிரும். அந்த மாதிரிலாம் பண்ணாதீங்க. ஆர்ட் ஃபிலிம்லாம் வேணாம், கமர்ஷியல் படம் வேணும். கடைசி படத்துல வில்லன் அடிச்சுட்டு கோயில் போய் வச்சு அப்படி முடிக்கணும். நீங்க அந்த மாதிரி முடிச்சீங்கன்னா எல்லாத்துக்கும் மேல இருக்கிறவர் பார்த்து
சொல்ல போனா மேஸ்திரிக்கு நல்லா மேஸ்திரி மழை வரணும், நல்லா ப்ரே பண்ணிக்கணும். 4 வருஷம் கான்ட்ராக்ட் கொடுப்போம் நாங்க. உனக்கு இதுக்கு சம்மந்தமே இல்லைன்னு எங்களுக்கு தெரியும், ஆனா கொடுப்போம். எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் சாப்பிடு அப்படின்னு. நைட்
ஆக்சுவலா நீ கொஞ்சம் ஆக்சுவலா கேமரா ட்ரோன் எடுத்துட்டு போனோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. மேஸ்திரி பரத் தருண் எல்லாம் வந்து பக்கெட் எடுத்து தண்ணி ஊத்திட்டுவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் பிச்சில.
எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் என்னப்பா எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன்றீங்க? 4 இயர் கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஜி.
இல்ல இந்த பக்கம் கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாகுதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், அதான் தண்ணி ஊத்திட்டு இருக்காங்க. என்னையா பண்ற பிச்சில?
இல்ல எப்படின்னா ஸ்மித் நீ மட்டும் தான் டேம்பரிங் பண்றியா? நாங்க தண்ணி
அனௌன்ஸ் சேயிங் if India draw 1-1, we are giving 4 more years to Ravi Shastri சொல்லி தான் மழையை வர வச்சிருப்பாங்க. So yeah, probably that. But okay, regardless of all the fun, amazing from all the guys, Messi is முடியா
உட்காந்து எனக்கு பெஞ்சது உங்களுக்கு மழை பெய்யலையா? See, possibilities are endless when Messi is there. எதுவும் சொல்ல முடியாது.
ரொம்ப கலாய்க்கிறீங்க. He has done a role, please. He is there out there as a coach trying to lift this team, and whether you like it or not, Shastri was actually known for this kind of doggedness. That's what his career was all about. Very limited ability, and like he never used to like back down as a player.
No look 6.
ஆமா யார் என்ன ஒரு ஓவர் முன்னாடி தான் நினைக்கிறேன் அந்த பந்து எடுத்து மூஞ்சில போட்டான்னு நினைக்கிறேன் நேதர்லாம் இல்லையா? அதான் அந்த என்ன சொல்றது, இந்த வேலையில்லா படத்தை பயமா இருக்கு. நான் கொஞ்சம் கெட்ட சார், அந்த மாதிரி நான் கொஞ்சம் வெரி பேட் பாய் சார். அந்த மாதிரி வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர் பார்க்கதான் அப்படி குழந்தை மாதிரி இருக்காரு. அந்த லோ லுக் 6 வந்து it reminded me of Dhoni's no look 6 versus New Zealand
2009 series. I don't know, Kane Mills I think Kane Mills ஓட ஓவர்ல தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
அதாவது இது இவ்வளவு கேவலமான பந்துலாம் நான் பார்க்க கூட விரும்பல. அந்த மாதிரி அடிச்சாங்க.
Actually, நம்மளோட left hander சொல்ல போனா whomsoever has faced Nathan Lyon, they have all played him well. That's a big surprise. ஏன்னா he has this tag saying that he will come and gallop all the left handers. Probably Moeen Aliயும் அலிஸ்டர் குக்கும் பண்ண வேலை. எப்ப பாரு அவங்க கிட்ட அவுட் ஆகி probably he thought, okay, I can come and swallow all the left hand batsmen.
But I loved how proper he was, how proper the shots were, and how much time he had to play. And they're bowling in 140, 145, 147, and then he had the time. எல்லாம் proper shots. எதுவுமே edge கிச்சு எதுவும் இல்ல. And again, another guy, maybe you're misreading him as like some sort of a bowling all-rounder and all that. Maybe he's like more accomplished. See, anyone who bats like that, the way he batted, has to be trusted as a batsman. So he looked better at the crease than Jadeja, if you know what I mean. Now, sort of not about the scoring runs and all those things. Of course, Jadeja has done a lot more, but looked so composed. He looked like a middle order batsman. Yeah, he didn't look like a lower order batsman.
ஒரு 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 பர்டிகுலர் ஃபீச்சர் நான் இந்த என்டையர் ஆஸ்திரேலியன் லெக்ல பார்த்தது, a player like Hardik Pandya, a player like Jadeja, a player like Washington Sundar, the so-called all-rounders, as a batsman, they are the one who did not struggle. They are the one who are not pushed on the back foot. Solapona, they had more control over the shots they played.
The bowlers are a lot more tired by the time they bowl to them.
I'm not really sure. Hardik Pandya, whenever they were bowling some harsh bouncers, this guy was not even fending. He's like, come at me. I'm all on for it. He was sitting back and he was playing the pull shot with ease. There is nothing that said, hey, 145. I felt the same probably when Washington Sundar was batting. The fending, it's like, 145 arm guard la vaangradhu, glove la padradhu. They're more like, hey,
a lot of technique, a lot of grit is there. Because see, he would not have faced that kind of pace in Ranji and all those things, right? Like whatever level he has played. Of course, he would have played. One thing is, as a net bowler and net player, whatever, they would have spent a lot of time with these fast bowlers of India who actually bowl 140 plus clicks.
But the same happens with Bihari, Rahane, Pujara, but the way they play, looks like
I think also the bowlers kind of loosen up when they bowl to these players, I feel. Because when you're bowling to a Pujara and Rahane, you have very, very set plans. Like you've been planning to take the wicket all your coaching sessions, right? So when you have, see, another time, one more good thing that's happened for India in the series, of course, there is negative of getting new players every time, but every time a new player comes, they have no idea about this guy. So they don't know what to bowl to this guy, what to expect, right? So our bowling plans actually goes for a toss. I think a team which relies too much on process and plans and all this will suffer a lot when they keep facing new guys. So other than 10 மேட்ச் 2 சீரீஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் நீங்க அத சொல்லணும். அதான் சொல்ல வரேன்.
இல்ல நான் எப்படி சொல்றேன்னா,
அவன டார்கெட் பண்ணும்போது when you see videos
கூட Pant was also not fending. எனக்கு என்ன தோணுதுன்னா, probably these are the players who are picking up the lens early and they are not afraid.
They're not afraid, of course. I understand. They play with a lot more freedom. But again, Pant does not have a technique to fend anyway. He cannot stand and do anything. Like he can only hit.
எனக்கு என்ன தோணுது அப்படின்னா, are these people adapted very well to these conditions? See, Pujarak is the third series, Rahane is the third series. I've seen Suresh Raina, players like who don't actually properly play short balls. They always had this issue. See, I mean, if na vanda Jadeja
older players, today's players, I feel today's players face a lot more express fast bowling, whether it's an IPL or whether it's in their own nets, because India has express fast bowlers right now. Suresh Raina time we didn't even have an express fast bowler, so he doesn't have anyone to practice or to have any kind of reference to play that kind of a short bowling. So I think part of it maybe T20, part of it the bravery they have. They already faced these bowlers at whatever level they have. I know that when the test wicket on a GABBA and then some Bangalore wicket on not the same. பட் ஆனா அந்த ஆரா ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்குன்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன். when these bowlers, when these people Starko, Cummins, when they come and bowl, Pant would feel that I've seen this. I understand that test cricket is different, but I've played these guys before, and I think they're also playing a lot more fast bowling. And India overall a fast bowling country ஆயிருக்குல்லையா, so the players today, that's why they're struggling with spin, right? None of them seem to do well with spin actually, other than maybe Sundar. Generally, the newer batsmen seem to struggle with spin more than fast bowling today, because they are facing a lot more fast bowling from under 19 level. Karthik Tyagi mari na solren. So I think they're getting a lot swing anyway. Swing screws everybody. So ana spinners கிட்ட கஷ்டப்படுறது fast bowler கிட்ட better ஆடுறது I think could be this.
சொல்ல போனா ஐ மீன் ரிஷப் பண்ட் ஆடுறப்ப கூட
கண்டிப்பா
he can get out on some loose shots, but he is not someone like ஐயோ குமின்ஸா இப்ப நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்ற அந்த அந்த ஒரு மென்டல் ஃபியர் வந்து அந்த கேம்ல இல்ல. சுந்தர் கிட்ட அது இல்லாத பெரிய
and there is a bit of a yeah. See, we keep saying we keep talking about Rahane and Pujara and the same link as, but they are actually one generation before them. So there is also a bit of a mindset mind block கூட இருக்கலாம் கண்டிப்பா. The players who come out today, but again, Pant or any of those guys, they cannot do what Pujara does also. They cannot bat all day. Yeah. They cannot do all those things.
They cannot bat all day. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like true. In the match, okay. Somehow tricky wicket. Yeah.
Washi and Thakur can pull off I hope we don't want something like that from those two guys.
Let them go there. Yeah.
Much of them.
See, unless you are giving like a 220, 200 target, 210 target, then we can actually count on them to do something. Otherwise, we don't actually want them to come out actually. See, if any day Indian batting has to stand up in the series, it will be the last day or it will be the last session of tomorrow. They can say this and that and all that. The bowling has done the job, the coaches have done their job, and the backroom staff have done their job. The medical doctors have done their job. It's now up to the batsman to stand up and actually save the series. That's all we are asking for. If we are batting enough. நாளைக்கு போய் திருப்பி இந்த மாதிரி எட்ஜ் வாங்கி அவுட் ஆகிட்டு இருந்தாங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் அன்பார்ட்டபிள். தென் யூ ஹேவ் டு ஆஸ்க் தி क्वेश्चन whether Rahan is a captain or not. So இந்த சீரீஸ் பேட்டிங்கால தோத்தானா ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கேவலம் எனக்கு தோணுது. ஏன்னா அவ்வளோ எஃபர்ட் போட்டிருக்காங்க போலிங் சைட்ல இருந்து. I mean the entire team, the lower order, what Ashwin did, what Vihari did, the kind of sacrifices. One guy lost a leg almost, Vihari hamstring. Ashwin tweaked his back completely. They have to remember the pain actually. The one guy, Siraj, could not even go to his dad's funeral. Natarajan's child will be 3 months old when he goes back to Chennai. He has not seen his son or daughter. I don't know the gender of the child, but he has not seen his child. And so in the stories நான் சொல்றேன். So for that they have to deliver if they get a chance to. We hope that like தமிழ்நாடு வெதர் மேட்ச் சொல்ற மாதிரி மழை பெஞ்சு அப்படியே முடிஞ்சு போச்சுன்னா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா தான் இருக்கும்.
Yeah, because I feel that has to happen. And 4 sessions. See, as much as I want to be optimistic, I really don't have hope on our seniors. Solona to bat those 4 sessions and grind those things. I don't think they have not the temperament. I don't think they have the technique and self-confidence.
But என்ன ஒரு விஷயம் கேரண்டினா இது வரைக்கும் நம்ம ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்ண மாதிரி ஒரு டே கூட போனது இல்ல. ஸோ என்ன வேணா நடக்கலாம் இந்த சீரீஸ்ல. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு வந்து நீங்க வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தரும் அண்ட் தென் தாக்கூரும் இப்படி அடிப்பான்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா நம்மளே சிரிச்சிருப்போம். ஏன் அவங்களே சிரிச்சிருப்பாங்க ஆக்சுவலா. ஸோ yeah, the series like every day it throws up a new hero, and then tomorrow let's see who's going to do that. And I think maybe let's hope the hero for tomorrow day after is the rain, and it just closes down, because hardly fought series, so much controversy, so much this and that, bio bubble, and I think both the sides, to give both the sides credit actually, none of them deserve to lose the series. It'll be terrible if anyone wins the series or any of those things. ஏன்னா அவ்வளோ எஃபர்ட் போட்டிருக்காங்க எல்லாரும். அதுக்காகவே 1-1 cricket will win actually, to be honest. If that's the case, I know that Tim Payne will feel terrible and all that, but even he will agree that this Indian team deserves to draw the series actually, for whatever they have done. A team, C team, D team தான் போடல. இப்போ அடுத்து சாஸ்திரி பரத் அருண் தான் பாக்கி இறங்கல இது வரைக்கும். விக்ரம் ராத்தோர் இந்த சைட்ல கூட நான் எடுக்க மாட்டேன். ஸோ எனிவே, ஸோ Yeah. So let's hope that either it rains or it draws. It goes for a draw, and let's hope that both these teams win 1-1. So I think thanks for joining all the people, Vishweshwaran, Arjun, who else
Shira.
joined? Yeah, lot of people came, lot of people commented. I think I have the names here. Just yeah, Sriram. I'll just read out the names: Sriram, Vishweshwaran, Dilip, Arjun Balasubramaniam. Again, Arjun has a lot of comments, and then you had at the end one
Yeah.
training. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Alvin had one comment, I think, but I don't think it has appeared here. But yeah, thank
Mhm.
you. All of you guys have come and commented. The announce பண்ணல திடீர்னு வாங்கன்னு சொல்லி உடனே வந்து கமெண்ட் பண்ணி thank you listening, and let's just hope that we have a last 2 good days and end the series
Yeah,
on a good.
absolutely. But whoever is still watching it, please give a like and probably share it across
Yeah,
so that
please
people who haven't been
subscribe
able
to
to
the
make
channel.
it.
உங்களுக்கு இது பிடிச்சிருந்தா உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கு அனுப்புங்க. So again, no hatred, no agenda, no this and that, and no. If we are wrong, immediately we'll say we are wrong because we are fans. So we like to celebrate cricket in general, and we just want the space for all of you guys. So and if anyone wants to join the pod, also please let us know. And if you want to join in, actually come on video and give your thoughts. It'll be amazing. So we can even do that. We are welcome to doing that also. So yeah, let's hope that the test end well, and let's hope that both the teams go out as 1-1 and then deserved winners actually. So thank you, Junior, for joining in. நாளைக்கு Sunday, I think நாளைக்கு it's Martin Luther King Day. So again, another amazing day. So let's celebrate the life of MLK also. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining this part.
Yep. Thanks a lot. See you.